About a year ago, we replaced these wiper arms because the 20-year-old originals were rusty. Well, in less than a year, the new aftermarket ones we ordered got rustier than the old ones. So anyway, we decided to do what we should have done to begin with. We're going to take them off and paint them. After taking off the nut, be careful taking off the hose from the plastic fitting. They can easily break if you pull them too hard. Do the same to the other side. Put the caps and nuts in a safe place. And again, careful pulling the hose from the fitting. Using a wiper arm puller, hook the fork to the bottom of the wiper arm and line up the bolt head to the top of the threaded stud. Then slowly tighten it until it pops off. Not using a puller with this type, but by trying to pull it by hand, can damage the wiper mechanism under the panel. There's a link in the description if you need one of these. You can see how rusty they got. This will need a good sanding, but first remove the wipers from each arm. To remember the difference between the driver and passenger side when putting them back is the arm with 2 spray nozzles goes on the driver's side, and the passenger side arm has only 1 nozzle on this 2002 Chevy Avalanche. Next, we want to get the hoses out of the way so they won't get spray painted. Gently pull it off the 2 clips that holds the hose from rubbing on the vent panel. Then slide it out of the side slot and from inside the spring. We will tape it to protect it from getting sprayed along with the spray nozzles. It's important because paint will dry rot the hoses. We'll do all that after we sand it. We're using 800 grit and dry sandpaper. We just need to scuff the surface so the paint will stick, but the rusted areas need to be sanded down to the metal. Once it's all sanded, we use compressed air to get all the dust off. With the hose tucked inside the wiper arm, we then use painter's tape to mask it as best as possible, including the spray nozzles. Then using alcohol, we wipe the surface to be painted. This will also take off any natural oils from your hands and fingerprints. Using an old clothes rack, we hang both arms with some wire. We give it a final wipe down with a lint-free rag still damped with alcohol. And after shaking the spray can for a few minutes, we give it a quick tack coat, meaning a dry coat that just makes it tacky. Try to stay 12 inches away. This will avoid runs in the paint. After the first coat, wait about 5 minutes before the next one. The second coat should be a little bit slower than the first. After 5 minutes, do the third coat at the same speed but longer strokes. On the inside, you just need some quick strokes so the edges get some paint as well. After another 5 minutes, it's the fourth and last coat. This will be slow and complete strokes from top to bottom on all 3 sides of each arm. That last coat is wet and glossy considering this paint is a semi-gloss. By tomorrow morning, this will look better than the factory. This is the next day after baking in the sun yesterday. Came out better than expected. Now we reinsert the hoses through the spring and the side slot. Then later we'll insert it through the 2 silver holding clips. Hook the wiper blade bracket back on the arm. We finish inserting the hose through the 2 silver holding clips. By the way, those 2 holding clips do come off, but we prefer not to mess with them since the hose can be inserted under each one. You'll see it more up close on the next one. And we're ready to insert the arm back in. Notice that I'm lining it up on the windshield before he pushes the arm all the way into the stud. And what I'm using as a guide is the factory mark here on the windshield for this exact purpose. This was the days when GM was still GM. We thread in the nut and tighten it up. Then we insert the sprayer hose back in the fitting. The passenger side is pretty much the same thing. Reinsert the windshield wiper bracket. Reinsert the hose through the 2 silver holding clips. Line the wiper blade with the factory mark on the windshield. Insert the arm into the stud. Thread in the nut. Insert the sprayer hose into the fitting and finish tightening the nut. Test it by turning the wipers on at the highest speed to make sure they don't hit the bottom or the side moldings on the windshield. And last, we snap the 2 cap covers back on. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you along the way. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. See the description for links of tools and materials used in this video. And you all have a great day.